This, listen, got a little dance, got a little shake, got a little move. Oh, wait, let me put the title in the gram. Today's title is You Are the Magic. I wanted to put that in all caps. Hold on. You are the magic. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. You are live now. And then over here, we are notifying your followers. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Instagram. Hello, YouTube. Welcome, welcome to another episode of Day to Day with Elevate. I am your host, Dorothy Enriquez. I am the founder and principal consultant here at the Elevate Collective. We are a premier learning and leadership development firm. Um, we're getting a call. So we are a learning and leadership development firm. Let's see. Let me invite a couple people to tune in as we make the magic happen. Okay, did that. Hit the little share button, making the magic happen. So we're a premier learning and leadership development firm. And here at the Elevate Collective, with our solutions, experiences, and activations, we aim to do three things. We want to make sure, hello, Dr. Lacey. Yeah. Do you want to come on? Do you want to hang out? You want to chit chat? You know, I love company. So listen, that's one of our co-founders, Dr. Lacey C. Robbins. She is my one of my biz besties, and she keeps me hype. And so I feel like she is gonna love today's topic, and I think you're gonna love today's topic as well. But here at Elevate, we like to do three things with our solutions, experiences, and activations. We want to make sure that they are relatable. We want to make sure that they are transformative so that the impact is still there long after we have left. And we want to make sure that the work that we do when we think about leadership development and diversity, equity, and inclusion, that it is accessible. Access without support is still oppression, period, and the point blank. So there's that. So, great news as we get into today's topic. You are the magic. You got the juice. And so, as we get ready to go into 2022, I was going to say 2021, that's ending. Listen, as we get ready to go into 2022, I want us to take in some really great habits because you are magical. You are a unicorn. There is a text that Dr. Lacey sent me months and months ago, and I saved it. She was literally telling me why I'm so magical and why I am a black girl unicorn. And I was like, yes, I am. Like, I receive all of this, right? So, as we get ready to jump in, I just wanted to share something absolutely incredible with all of you. First of all, thank you so much for hanging out with me and spending quality time with me. Please, I see you here on Facebook. Go ahead and invite a friend or just send them a little love note to let them know that you're watching. And I want to have all the gals come and hang out with me for a few minutes as we do another episode of Day to Day with Elevate. But if you have not heard, the Elevate Collective, the one and only Elevate Collective, won the Rising Star Award at the Wisconsin Governor's Marketplace. Yes, the governor was there. Yes, he was. And the Elevate Collective won the Rising Star Award in the Minority Business Enterprise category in the entire state of Wisconsin. As you may or may not know, the Elevate Collective has two locations. We have the founder, right, chief visionary officer here and accounted for, and then we've got four founding partners. And we've got half the partners in Wisconsin. We've got half the partners in DFW, Texas. And all throughout, when I was at the marketplace, people were asking, like, why DFW? Like, you could have picked any location. And the reason why DFW is because Dallas, Fort Worth, is the number one place for black female entrepreneurs. I don't know if you know, all of us are black. All of the founders, me too. All of us are black. And so, why not pick a place where an organization like ours could flourish, grow, scale, and continue to make a positive impact where people see our value and can really allow us to ignite within the context of their cultures? Like, why not? So, we are the winners of the Rising Star Award. They gave us a plaque, and then we got this notebook. So I'm like trying to get it out. and the plaque is in the mail. I believe it's coming via FedEx. So we've got this little journal because it was the 40th marketplace. So, take all my business notes and whatnot. And I've got this nice little pen as well. And don't you know, the communication strategist received the nomination for Rising Star Award. So did not win. Elevate did though. Let me do a dance because apparently. So if you know me, I've been dancing since, and I will just continue to dance, continue to celebrate, and continue to thank God. So that was my little just wanted to share. So you are the magic. You got the juice. I want you to take some time as we wind down, because if anybody's tired, I know I'm tired. I am tired as hell. I feel like the level of tired I am lets me know that I need to continue to cultivate my leadership practice, and that I need to continue to cultivate the type of culture that I want to build at Elevate, especially once we start bringing on full-time employees. Something that Adam Grant, I don't know if you follow him, but you should. He's incredible. But something that he said was, and I'm paraphrasing, right? Do not come after me. I'm just paraphrasing. But what I got out of what he said was this idea that so many companies will give employees a week off at the end of the year, which I hope that Elevate would be able to do. They give them anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks off at the end of the year, which is marvelous. I've worked for organizations that have done that. And as they give this gift of time to their employees, they tell them this is your chance to recuperate and recover. Because when you get back January 2nd, we gonna be on you. And his whole thing was, why do you have a culture that basically puts people on the brink of burnout where they have to recover? Why can't you have a culture where there's always opportunities to reignite and recharge, and not be basically if this is all your energy by the end of the year, you're like, yep, and that's right in between right there is all you have left. Why would you want to set it up like that? And that really resonated with me, which is why I wanted to share some of these best practices that I ignite regularly. Some of them I need to even rally myself. So best practice number 1, to constantly reaffirm that you really do have the magic. You got the juice, and we want to keep it that way because we want 2022 to be extra, extra fiery, lit. And for all of these seeds that you have been sowing in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, it's about to be a harvest. It is. So number 1, we have to get our affirmations together. You've heard me talk about affirmations before. I listen to bedtime affirmations every night to literally download into my skull the kind of life that I want to live. But I have my own set of affirmations. And when I'm really on it with the affirmations, something that I do is I get the, what is it? It's the tune without the words. Oh my God. I'm tired. Well, whatever. So I get it's not the vocals. Look, you just gonna watch me struggle, y'all. I get the, it's there's a song and the song has words, and then now you have the words removed, and now you just have the tune. Jesus. Well, whatever. You know what I'm saying. I know that you know what I'm talking about. So I get that. Just the audio. Wait, there is no audio. Just the... See, now it's really bothering me that I don't know what that is. All right. So I get that. And then on my phone, I will record my affirmations to that beat. Instrumental! Yes! The brain is where... I've been playing brain games. I've been doing impulse. And with how tired I feel like had I been not doing those impulse games, it would have never came. The instrumental. I download the instrumental. And so the last instrumental where I recorded all of my affirmations was Cardi B's instrumental version of Money. And I was like, this is just, yes. And I recorded all my affirmations so that every time I listen to my affirmations, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like so hype and so ready. And because it's a song that I like and it's a song that gets me into alignment, I'll be more diligent about creating these affirmations. Something else that I want you to carry into 2022. So I've been doing this for the last 9 years is the win board. So I've talked about the win board a bunch of times. I've talked about win boards with clients. I've talked about win boards with Black Girls Wine, Citizens Bank, and a couple other companies, probably Alum. Like I've talked about this idea of this win board with multiple clients, depending on what we're talking about, right? But the win board is something that you do in order to maintain perspective when you trying to push yourself, right? Past the point of capacity. Here's your capacity. This is what you can do and what you can handle. And you're like, bink, and then you run off. This is what the win board helps us to do. It helps us to maintain perspective so that if we bump our head, when we run into challenges, when we run into obstacles, we can look and see we've been winning all along. As you've heard me talk about during Biz Chitter Chat, you'll hear it on the Biz Besties podcast because Shayla and I are we're bringing it back with season 3. Um, you'll hear me talk about the challenges that I faced in 2021. Like 2021, I felt like I was getting like the paddle and then the hulking, right? But then it would be like, oh my God, now I'm in a bed of flowers and it feels like I'm in France, like where they make the perfume. And then it would be like, like it just was so intense that had I not had a win board, I honestly would have been like, this is probably the worst year I've ever had. Worst year personally, worst year in business. This is the worst because I would have had no way to keep my perspective going. And I'll tell you what, I started this win board 9 years ago. There have been years that I've not filled the win board all the way to the brim because it's a giant whiteboard. This year, for the first time in 9 years, I ran out of space. And now I'm keeping track on a poster board. And without it, my thought would have been, this is a crappy year. It has not been a crappy year. It's literally been one of the best years of my life. But I feel like that's why the win board piece is so important because I really want that as you're going into 2022, I know you've got big goals. I know you've got big dreams. And when we want big things, that means we got to put in big work. And that means there will probably be big challenges and big obstacles. And so, what can we do to make sure that we're set up for success so that we don't lose sight of the bigger picture and we don't lose sight of the fact that honestly, even when it's hard, even when we feel like we're getting our butt paddled, we're still winning all along the way. The third thing, and I remember talking about this in 2020, and I said I was going to do better this year. And in some ways, I have done a little bit. Oh, yes, thank you. In some ways, I've done a little bit better is the journaling. So when I had my productivity coach at the top of the year, there was something in the coaching app. Yes, we're winners, and this is what winners do. We are magical, and we got the juice. And so something my productivity coach was having me do was journaling inside of the coaching app. So I did journal in my actual journal. I've written in my actual journal a couple of times, but through Growth Day, which is an app plus a web experience put together by Brendan Burchard, I have an opportunity to journal through there as well. And so I have been journaling and reflecting, but just not in the way that I'm used to. But in those different modalities, I've journaled more in 2021 than I did in 2020. But previous years, I was like the journaling queen. But for those of you who journal, even if you journal twice a month, right? 3 times a month, because I used to journal a few times a week. That's why I was like, I'm the journaling queen. But for those of you who journal 2, 3, 4 times a month and you're like, oh, I don't journal that much. here's a best practice that I want you to pull into 2022. I want you every 6 months to reread your journal. And I want you to look for trends. I want you to look for things that you're noticing that are positive, things that you're noticing that you need to keep an eye out for, things that you find yourself repeating but they don't serve you and they don't serve your bigger mission, they don't serve your bigger vision. I want you to just stay tuned and reread every 6 months and take that look at your values, right? Like, let's say that you go on a date with someone and you're like, God, he just really, or she just really didn't represent what it is that I want to experience. This is the experience I want to have and it doesn't align. But you keep going on dates with them and you read your journal, and all the time, each time you journal about this individual, you're like, yeah, I'm just not sold. Something just seems off. But by having this best practice of rereading every 6 months, you can catch that and then you can do something about it. And it doesn't have to be in your personal life, it could be professional things that you're journaling about as well. But having that best practice of rereading every 6 months, you can make sure that you stay on track internally with who you are and what you're called to do, so that you're not jeopardizing your purpose unnecessarily when there's a tool that you have to make sure that you are good to go and set up for success. The fourth best practice is talking it out. This is a best practice that I have been doing since day one. This is something I learned from my father. He's like, you have a mouth, use it. Talk. This whole well, he probably would be like, you have a mouth, use it and talk, right? Because we're Caribbean. So this whole idea of like keeping everything bottled inside, like, I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to tell anybody, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. But if you don't want to tell anybody, go to a therapist then, right? But this idea of being able to talk things out honestly, your biz besties, your best friends, your work wife or work husband, like, these are individuals who can really sit down with you and help you reframe stuff. You know, the partners in the Elevate Collective, they help me reframe stuff all the time, because I'd be like, oh my God, I am notorious for the oh my God. And so having friends that you can talk it out with, that can help you gain perspective, that can help you reframe, that can help you reignite your energy and your understanding of what's next or what you should be thinking about or considering, is very powerful. But I want to tell you, do not be keeping it all bottled up. That gives you heartburn, that gives you gray hair, that gives you wrinkle. Like, there's just nothing. What good could possibly come out of you keeping everything bottled up? I don't know that anybody could give me anything positive that comes out of just keeping everything so internal. And again, if you don't want to talk to your people, like your friends or family or something like that, get a therapist, right? Especially if it's going to be too intense and now your people are avoiding you like the plague because you actually need professional help. There's nothing wrong. Listen, let's normalize therapy in the Black community. Ain't nothing wrong with going to therapy, counseling, I do all the things. I do reevaluative counseling and I do therapy twice a week. I'm not playing. I want to be as happy, as healthy, and as whole as I can possibly be. And if I have to talk about things that are happening until I'm blue in the face in order to be emotionally available to do what I got to do, then that's what I'm going to do. Lastly, take your me time. Many of you probably know I'm a single mom of my little bun in the sun, who's the VP of the Successful Leaders Division, Malia Diana. And sometimes when I don't take my me time, I notice. But even if you're not a single mom, maybe you're single, right? Or even if you have a spouse and y'all don't have any kids, you're a dink, dual income, no kids, you still need your time. What is the thing that you could do where you're like, oh my God, I needed this? Is it a special event that you can go to? For me, one thing that has been great with the me time, Sweet Life Social. There's my plug for Dr. Lacey C. Robbins. The Sweet Life Social, whether it's being done through your company or it's being done and you're just attending through Robin's Nest, there are certain things that we call self-care, and it's not self-care. It's not that me time. Getting your nails done is not me time. You might be like, yes, it is, because I'm there by myself. Yeah, but you're doing something that you would do anyway. You don't want these nails to be looking all beat down. Like, I'm not going to let them look beat. You know what I mean? I'm going to go there anyway. The me time piece is the thing that you keep putting off. Y'all know, well, maybe y'all don't know. So I had it on my list of things to do this week, Life Social, and I was like, Lord, it's some coins, and I'm going to have to stack my chips. But as soon as the chips were stacked and the event showed up, I was like, I'm in there. I want to be there. I want to be in the room. And I felt like that is exactly what I needed in order to take care of Dorothy, reignite my energy, rejuvenate, and recapture my creativity, just because I know what gets me going. Fancy people, being fancy, looking cute, drinks, like purpose, purpose driven individuals, food, like cute, like flowers. Those are the things that get me going. But I notice that the self-care and the me time is the thing that we often just put, right? Let's say that massages set you free, but you only get a massage twice a year. You're putting it off. That's your me time. That's what you need to schedule. Let's say that you've been meaning to go to a hotel that's like the most amazing. Like, you want to stay overnight at the Four Seasons, but you haven't been doing it. You haven't been doing it. You haven't been doing it. Well, why don't you just go there for the happy hour? Just to begin getting yourself into alignment so that you can prepare for that one overnight at the Four Seasons or the Ritz or the JW, wherever you want to go, where when you do the thing that you need to do that you've been putting off, that's your me time. That's how you get yourself in that space and that zone of appreciating you, of loving on you, and reaffirming you. I got the magic, I got the juice, and this is something that I'm doing, not just because, like, oh my God, I'm so pish posh, so opulent, but because there's something about this experience that you need. You need this experience, and every time you take care of yourself, every time you take care of the talent, you get paid 10x, because you come back and you're ready to do your work. WERK. Not just WORK 9 to 5, but your soul's work. Because now you have the bandwidth to really draw from within yourself and pull something out that's magical. Why? Because you're magical. But we can only be magical if we take care of ourselves, right? We're like, our light gets a little dim when we're pooped. The brain, you saw how hard it was for me to come up with a word that I know, right? So the 5 things for today are the affirmations, the win board, journaling, talking it out, and taking to 2022, because it ain't no fun if the homie can't have none. If this and she's super successful and you're down in the dumps, she's not going to be able to have as much fun if you were right there with her to turn up and do whatever it is that y'all love to do. Maybe y'all want to go to the library. I don't know. But whatever y'all want to do, you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself so that you're available to go do the fun things with the bestie. Hey, girl, hey. So those are the 5 things that I want you to take into 2022. I would love it. I didn't even drink none of my juice, y'all. I would love it. Love, love, love it if you would share this video with another lady leader that you know her 2022 is about to be lit, but she's magical, but she's not taking care of the magic. She's not combing the mane of the unicorn and shining her horn. Like, she needs to make sure that she is taking care of herself and igniting, even if it's only 1 or 2 of these best practices. But I know that she needs this because we are about to go to the Bahamas. We're about to go to South Africa. We're about to be everywhere. And I think Marshawn Evans said it best. Are you in the condition that you need to be to slay over the next decade? And I was like, oh, I go to the gym now, y'all. I'm sore from yesterday's workout, and I'll be paddling back to the gym tomorrow. Remember, I told y'all I was going to get my poop in a group. I'm magic. I'm magical. But that means if I need to be ready for the next decade, I got to get my poop in a group, right? Right. Let's get our poop in a group. We've got a couple weeks to put some plans in place. So I'd love to hear how it's going for you. DM me. Let me know how it's going as you make this plan to reaffirm your magic and reignite your magic going into 2022. You know the requirement. You are required to lead from every single seat you sit in. That's the non-negotiable. I don't care what you say. That's the rule. And having won the Rising Star Award, I can definitely reaffirm there's never ever been a better time to be a lady leader than right now. And so, if you've been following us for a while, go ahead and head to Shop Elevate. The link is in the bio in the About section. And go ahead and buy something. It's the holidays, y'all. Give the gift of leadership. This is great. So, we were cooking up some leadership today, if you saw my stories. And so, I hope you feel warmed up like some nice soup and ready to slay going into this next year. Get some rest, take a nap. Rest is reparations. And I will see y'all next week for Biz Chitter Chat and another episode of Day to Day with Elevate. Bye, y'all. Okay, Facebook, you know how we do. You know you always get the last shoulder roll. Look at that. Look at that. That's a good roll, right? Yes. Okay, I'll see y'all next week.